Hey, it's Niclas, K-pop Multistan for Better Health, and I'm finally going to be reacting to the newest TXT album, 7th Year, A Moment of Stillness in the Thorns. And I'm saying finally because the album obviously released a couple of days ago already. I'd already reacted to the title track, the music video for Stick With You, like around 1 week ago. And I just hadn't gotten around until now. Okay, reacted to a bit of other stuff in the meantime, and work had been busy working on other videos, so, but rather now than not at all. Okay, I've been trying to do a few more album reactions again, because album reactions are really fun and not a lot of people do them as much as the music video reactions, so just want to give the fans that as well. And I will be saying that, unfortunately, the music video reaction didn't do too well. I think it's on like 60 views for now. That was obviously a bit demotivating. Like, all the other videos did pretty good, and then that one kind of fell behind. I hope this one does a bit better. I still just want to check this out with y'all together, okay? It's been a while since I reacted to a TXT album, and just really want to see where this is going, because I already said it in the MV reaction. Very short songs, okay? 232, 252, 239, 224. That's like... Let's see if these songs can deliver in the runtime, or if all of the songs would just end up feeling like they could have been more, which has been one of my biggest issues with not just TXT, but like many hype groups in general, especially in hype. So I hope for the best. We saw with a Bed of Thorns. Okay, similar to the title track. Oh, very electronic, okay. Ooh. That's some very groovy, bouncy synths. Like this, wow. Nice that we... Wait, I get to the moment. Jung got such a remarkable delivery. You just hear him and you know it's him. TXT really suits the EDM trend, by the way. They really suit the sound. That's a fun arrangement. What I really love here is how we do the pre-chorus. We go into the chorus in the middle of the line. You know, like no cut off, no break, we just... Hey, fun opener. Slow tempo, very fun instrumental. And that's not a thing. The song works the way it is. It works like as a two-parter. You know, we have a bit of an intro and then just like 2 choruses and like 2 verses and everything. But you'd agree that the song would have been even better with a bridge, with a 3rd chorus, just giving this thing another 40 seconds, making it like 3:30. It just would have immediately made it feel so much more full, and it just would have made that experience of a song just even greater. You know what I mean? And this is something that I feel like is just so prominent with TXT's B-sides, and I mentioned also in Hype, and also the title tracks in general. So many songs were like, this is pretty great the way it is, but we just don't utilize the full potential of what we're given here, okay? Not every song needs to be over 3 minutes, not every song needs to be 3:30 or something, but we, like mentioned, have such a track record of so many B-sides being like just a bit above 2 minutes, and not having like a bridge and third chorus, and you're just like, you know? Still though, pretty great for what we got here. Bed of Thorns, the sound just suits them really, really well. Enjoyable opener. Pretty great. We go to Take Me to Nirvana, featuring Vinida Weng. Never heard it before. Very intrigued. Even shorter though. The feature song being even shorter is crazy.
Take me to Nirvana. 이 순간에 잠겨 모든 번뇌가 넘어 맘의 허물을 벗어 외로버릴 듯이 황홀감에 닿지. Take me to Nirvana. Take me to Nirvana.
Ooh. This really feels like a genre album. Everything goes into like the EDM dance vibe. Bit of a club feeling.
Take me to Nirvana. 이 순간에 잠겨 모든 번뇌가 넘어 맘의 허물을 벗어.
Nice top line, cool melody.
Take me to Nirvana. Take me to Nirvana. Take me to Nirvana. Leave all the karma inside the moment. You can find it elsewhere. I realize I'm dreaming. Have a sip of freedom.
Tasteful filler on the voice, that's how we do it. Okay. This feels like a midnight album. The kind of vibe you like, you know, on a breezy summer night. Ooh, okay, to remember sing before together, that's nice. And then the song is already ending. Just flies by, you know. It feels like the song, the moment the song like starts to go into second gear, it then immediately ends, you know. Like, it's a problem. We could have done so much more with this, you know what I mean? Like, we bring in this feature guest who fits them really well. Their voices sounded really good together, and like both voices suit this kind of EDM style a lot. And then it just feels like we don't do as much with it as we could. Yeah? I just feel like that could be said about so many of the songs. Again, one of my absolute favorite K-pop songs of all time, my favorite TXT song to this date, is OX1 Love Song, which was also a song with a feature. And that thing was like, what, 3:34 or something? Like, way above 3 minutes, super long, satisfying track, 3 choruses, a bridge and everything. It was perfect. It was a 10 out of 10. And all of these songs so far, including the title track, they're great. If not even amazing, but it could be so much more. You know what I mean? Like, as of now, every song is like either a 7 or an 8, something in between that. From a rating standpoint, if I were to make a review here so far. And I feel like they would all be even rated higher if we were doing more with them. Just a bit unfortunate, man. So what is the next song? Isn't this one even shorter? Nah, this one's actually got a bit of length to it. Okay, now a bit more hip hop. do love this vocal direction a bit more, but it's not like so high, but like more in the middle ground. Yeah, that's a much better vocal tone for them. It actually feels a bit old school. It actually feels like something that Big Bang would have released, like back at 26 or so, you know? Cool chorus, catchy. You know, like it's very full flows, not many breaks in there, just continuous lyrics, simple production behind them. Again, I mentioned it in the reaction. I gotta check out Ginger Zellupi, man. That little just dance. Cool delivery. Cool. Like here we really put the focus on them and their flow and their delivery. Lyrics, written instrumental, and it works super well. Cool track, and look at that. Yeah, we didn't like cut this off like 30 seconds ago or something. We really let that chorus play out. We gave the thing time. We gave it a bit more playroom, and it immediately just feels so much fuller. You know what I mean? Like, I really wonder, like, what the general consensus is between the fandom. I think I mentioned before, TXT is one of those groups. I find them super likable. All the members are super cool. But they were always more of a group for me that I would never have considered, like, a group that are, like, super stan or, like, one of my absolute favorite boy groups. They're always one of them that I, like, always check out when they drop something. And there's, like, 1 or 2 songs enter every comic that I find really enjoyable, but, like, majority is like not 100% my thing, or most of it is something that I would consider, I don't know, to rate like a 6 or 7 or 8, you know what I mean? They have occasional super incredible songs, and like mentioned, they have some songs that I would consider to be 10 out of 10 as well, like Chasing That Feeling and especially Up to an Equal Love Song. But yeah, they're definitely more in the more casual listening list for me. Which is why I'm like not to deep in the fandom and know what the general consensus is or census between the fandom. Like, do people agree? Like, is there constant complaint about the song lengths? It's just a personal gripe of mine with any group, honestly. Anytime I see a song that just is cut very short, it's just a bit disappointing. So, well, claim me up about that. Do you people actually find similar issues with it, or are you just like, nah, it's fine like that, you know? Because I would imagine as a big stan, would you also just want to hear more of them? Right? Like, wouldn't you just want to hear more of the members? I feel like there isn't really anything against it, right? Against wanting more. Okay, I think second to last song, 21st Century Romance. Ooh, could this be maybe going to something like Anti-Romantic? I remember that album very well, by the way. That was really good. With Magic, Loser, Niclas Lover.
소라는 회색빛이 되려 무감각해져 습관이 돼버린 스와이핑 이 공허함 속
Interesting production.
내가 길들이
slow opening, motor sound in the beach.
It's a 21st century romance. 신화의 soulmate. 네가 품 같아. 21st century romance. 공허조차 겨워하는 우리. 세상 이래 쏟은 소음살.
Major contrast to So What.
It's a 21st century romance, maybe.
Vocally, you could barely tell it's the same group actually. The combination of them singing higher with a bit of filtering on the voices really makes it feel super different. But that's another thing, by the way, that we can talk about in a moment.
눈 감은 채 주투를 맞춰 흐릿하게 잊어갔던 내 모습 이 과잉 너머로 들려오는 장치 따라가 It's a 21st century romance We could be soulmates
Dude, if you played this to me without telling me who it is, I would have probably said it's German. Vocally, Taeyeon sounded so much like German there. And I mean, and the song just ends. It's the exact same thing as we had in the Take Me to Nirvana song. We're just hitting second gear. The song feels like it's just getting started, and as it's actually getting started, over. It just wastes the potential. Okay, that's really my main tagline for this album right here. It just feels like wasted potential. All of these songs could be so much greater. They're all good, don't get me wrong. As it stands, every song on this album is minimum a 7. Minimum a 7. 7 out of 10 on my rating scale considers great. It's a great album so far. Or like, well, only one more song left, but it's a great album. You know what I mean? The problem for me personally is there's so many other groups out there making their comebacks. There's so many other K-pop artists out there to listen to where great is just often just not enough for me to say, okay, I'm going to listen to this album now on loop for 20 listens or something, you know? Because there's just so many other groups out there that release albums that I would consider to be amazing or even incredible, you know? Like Exterior Heroes as example, their album incredible. Like every song, you know, super long and full, awesome. And here just for like all the songs just feels like we're missing that second gear. We're just about really getting the car started, and then before we even like raise the tempo, we immediately going for a full halt again. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I do believe though, actually, like I said earlier, given that TXT is more of a like soft stan group for me, a artist that I always check out, but like never really stand as much as other boy groups as EXO, ATEEZ as example. I do also just believe that generally their voices and just vocals aren't just as much my thing as with other groups. Okay, like they just do not have as such standout vocals and like vocal colors as other boy groups have them, which just makes even these kind of songs just more grappling for me. Grappling? Is that the right word? Or hooking, or hooked, or I think you know what I mean, right? I feel like there's just groups out there that could release a song like this at such length, and I would also still be disappointed that it goes on so short, but I feel like it would satisfy me more just because just the voices and the vocals just give me a little bit more. None of them sound terrible or anything. Yeah, I feel like I always have to repeat it because people often tend to just misunderstand this kind of stuff, but like, there's just so many other groups out there that in my opinion just have personally more enjoyable vocals and just voices, which just means that for a group like TXT, it just really needs to all come together super well for one of the songs to like really captivate me, you know? Like, other groups just have it a bit easier in that sense. There's just some group that can release a song that maybe not be as special, but like just the voices do just so much of the work there, you know? And I think this is one of the songs here. The song is way too short, ends way too soon. And I feel like if another group had released a song, I probably would maybe even enjoy it more. This is still easily a 7 or something, but I feel like another group, from me personally, could have made it at 8 or even a 9. You know what I mean? And I think that does definitely play a bit into a role of like my enjoyment with the group in general. When everything is done perfectly, like for OX1 equals Self-Done or Chasing That Feeling, you know, it's not like they're incapable of dropping songs that I would consider to be 10 out of 10 that are some amongst my favorite songs of all time. It's just that it's definitely a bit more difficult for them to do that, to say the least. Anyways, last song on the album, Dream of Mine. Let's go. I think this is the shortest one on the album though, right? Yeah, it's the shortest of the entire album. Again, contrast with a bit more of a grittier bass here and synths, but we're back at like the very high register for them. Nice switch up. Nice contrast. This vocal range for him is so much nicer than what we had in the beginning of the song. Yeah, it just felt a bit too bright and just a bit too... And same thing equals Subin. This pre-chorus section was so much nicer vocally than this here. Yeah! Yeah! That's a super sick range for him. Yeah! This is the perfect showcase of what I mean. But oh god, that is the craziest showcase though. I feel like this song really embodies like all of my problems I have with TXT. They're like all not even about the members themselves, but just like about the production of their songs. Why does the song just end here? Why does it just end here? We barely got started. You know what I mean? Like, the song is just about to actually get going a little bit. We're just about to, like, this is the moment where usually song reaches its climax. This is usually the moment where song like starts building up towards the climax. Another perfect example, Gravity by EXO, nearly 4-minute long song. The final minute of that song, which kicks in at like 2:30 or something. It's so long and satisfying. It's such a bomb ending to an amazing track. And this is the moment where this song is already just ending. And the thing is, we're ending it without like a climax that like signalizes that at all. Because the song just ends, you know? Any other song would now start to build towards the climax of the song. And here the song just ends without a climax. And I just don't get it. It's wasted potential. This EP really showcases, like, the tagline of this EP is wasted potential. The EP is great as it is, but it just could have been so much more. Okay? It's not as bad as it was within Hypen earlier this year when I reacted to the Sin Vanish. I feel like that album was really... I think this song definitely has a much higher range of quality, just generally production-wise. It also didn't have, like, these interruptions because it was like a semi-audiobook. But, like, man, it's way too short. You just can't end the song there. It just makes us... It sadly ends up making the songs forgettable. And that's, like, mentioned what I said earlier about how this EP isn't bad whatsoever. It is great, but great just isn't enough for me to, like, consider listening to it a lot in a wave, or, like, in an industry like K-pop, as a multi-stan where I have so many more enjoyable options available. So many more albums that are amazing or incredible. You know what I mean? And I feel like they could be there with one of their EPs if we actually took those songs from those EPs and gave them the time they need to be on that higher level. You know? It's unfortunate. And this song also just shows you, like, this contrast in the voices. Sometimes you, like, have to be in this very high kind of stage, which just personally isn't my favorite kind of vocal delivery. It applies to, like, most adults, but I feel like, especially for Dick, because it just doesn't sound that great. And when it then, like, actually deliver a bit more normally, with a bit more oomph behind the voice, it just hits so much harder. It just sounds much better. Yeah, this one really shows it all. It shows the contrast between what we often put them into, or, like, the vocal range we're giving them, which just isn't as good as the lower one, and how we just end their songs way too soon, without giving the songs their proper climax. This song right here, Dream of Mine, probably my least favorite song on the album, still pretty good though, and it just highlights all of these little issues that I have with TXT, and a group like Hypen as well. It's a hype thing, I guess. It's really just a hype thing, I guess. Okay? It's maybe really just a hype thing at the end of the day. I feel like, personally, you could do so much more with these boys and their voices, 100%. To be fair though, also, when did they debut? 2019 or something? There also just does come a point where you've just done so many songs and we've released so many albums. This, I think, their 8th now overall. With just not that much gas left in the tank. You know what I mean? I think there's some groups out there that can really just release 24 albums and it's never going to get boring. I feel like TXT is one of those groups where I don't want to say that they've reached their ceiling, or, like, that they've reached their limit, but it does kind of feel like hype just isn't doing as much with them anymore as they once did. I just think definitely that their earlier songs in the first half of their career so far, they were just more interesting, they were more full, and they were just more enjoyable. This is what we have here. It's still great. It's still enjoyable for what it is, but it could be so much more. And with that as a closing word, I hope you enjoyed this reaction and my thoughts. I actually didn't expect this one to go as long as it did, but I had a lot of things to say. Okay? If you enjoyed my reaction, leave a like down below to show me that you did. Your thoughts on all the songs and the album in general, and my thoughts and what I said about them. Do you agree with it or disagree with it? Tell me all about it down below in the comments as well. And as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you want to support me, then gladly leave a sub as well, or become a channel member to support me even further. It would help me a lot. I might do a review video for this. Again though, I have so many videos, so many albums lined up for that, and so much other content to work on, so it's like gonna take a while probably till we get there, but we'll see about it. Either way, we have a lot of amazing K-pop comics coming out in the upcoming weeks. So many insane comics, it's actually unbelievable. Super excited for it, and I hope to see you there for it. Till then, it's Niclas, enjoy some K-pop, and I can't wait to see you back soon on my channel.